Now. Oh boy. I'm still tired though. What? Not gonna lie. Like this driving stuff it's not bad. It's just a little tiring.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know what it is, but like the past couple of days, around 2:30 at work,
Yeah.
it's like I'm sitting there at my desk and I feel my head go. I'm like, what the hell?
What just happened there?
Get up and walk around, son, boy.
Well, everybody, welcome to the podcast. This is the BearThoughts Podcast. We do this every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central American Time. Thank you for joining today. Southie, I see you coming in. Some reason the camera has moved a little bit into the doorway frame. I don't know if it was the camera positioning or what.
Because somebody's touched it.
See me come in.
But I'll move it over a little bit. See it. How's that?
It's not no different. I think it probably got zoomed out. Maybe? I don't really know. All right.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't see you, so they just see your arm. There we go. That's better. Give some love.
Alright, I was going to tell you something. You might want to let them know about next week.
Yeah.
So they have a heads up and everything.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So, right now, you're about to show us on one of the things that you're doing at Orlando.
Yeah, so for the Orlando trip, when we go down there for the OI meetup, they usually have a swap meet over in the Harry Potter area.
Now, swap meet. Now, explain to for those who do not remember, have not been here long enough to remember us talking about it. So, anybody needs to get caught up.
Basically, what we do is a bunch of us get together, make crafts of some type, whether it be or buy stuff, whether it be badges, bookmarks, wand holders, keychains, necklaces, earrings, whatever. And then we all meet up and we swap items. So, like, I'll give you a bookmark and you give me, the necklace or whatever,
Yeah.
And for my portion this year, I 3D printed some Harry Potter bookmarks. I have a bookmark for each house, as well as a generic bookmark for Hogwarts, the school itself.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show you this.
So,
is a Huffle.
Okay, but say for the people that do not know lots about Harry Potter, Hufflepuff, Raven, or Ravenclaw, Slytherin, forgetting the other one, Gryffindor, and
Gryffindor.
is that the four?
That's the 4.
Okay.
So give me just a second.
And you 3D printed all these, and then afterwards.
Alright, this is the Gryffindor. It's hard to really see in the light.
You haven't done any painting on it yet, so like the details aren't really popping out.
No paint, so you don't have any detail. I'm showing you them without paint. This is a Hufflepuff.
Okay, that was actually a little easier to see. Not gonna lie, yellow for some reason just makes it stand out a little more.
It always is for some reason. I don't know why. This is a Ravenclaw.
Okay, I can somewhat see it. I think probably because yellow doesn't absorb as much light as red and blue does. Maybe.
I didn't have any green filament, so I printed the Slytherin in black.
Okay, you can definitely see the Slytherin back very well.
So here's what what she's been working. She's finished a couple of them. She started with the Slytherin, so the Slytherin will end up
Really well. Like, that's nice. And she did that with just the black paint and then touched the white areas, right?
Yeah. She used silver up there, and then she painted green and the black in.
Mm-hmm. Was it a sponge method or was it a brush method?
She tried the sponge method, but she couldn't get the details she wanted.
Uh-huh.
So I bought her some really fine-tipped brushes.
Yeah.
And she brush painted them.
Okay, so that must have been a pain.
This is a Hogwarts generic one. You can see she was working on this one. She got the green snake in there and the silver outline.
Mm-hmm.
She hadn't done other houses yet. But the cool thing about this one is it actually splits so you can put your page in it.
Yeah.
So, here's a Gryffindor that she has started on. It's not completed.
Okay, she's already gotten the white areas of the silver.
Yeah, she's got the black on it. So she's gonna go back and do the red. So that's what I'm doing for the swap meet. I printed them, she's painting them, and we'll take those to swap meet.
Yeah, that's
which
like
would be nice.
I'd say it's one of the nice things about having a printer, because I have before. I think it might be double audio for me. You say something real fast.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, double audio for me for some reason. Anyways, so that's one thing like I said about 3D printing. I 3D printed stuff for people for Christmas, and
Yeah.
it's like it's not as fancy or nice, maybe as good a thing, and it's not, but it's not at the same time. It's not like you're going out, doing arts and crafts, like getting some paper and some paint and drawing, I love you on there and drawing a picture. It's a machine that you have, and it made it for you, and the design you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. And I think that's one of the cool things about 3D printing is you won't be able to get some of these things. Like even with this, like I know it's wrapped up like a mummy because I need to paint it in certain areas without touching the other areas, but you won't be able to buy this in the store. And if I were to give this something to somebody, not only is it unique, it's also sometimes made by some really well-designed 3D modelers.
Right, and I honestly, for the most part, generally my stuff doesn't last long at swap meet because I'm pretty much usually the only person there that has 3D printed items.
Mm-hmm. It's unique. Now, the problem is some people don't realize that 3D models, they're brittle. They're as brittle as anything else. And some people treat them as if they're indestructible. Like, no, this is plastic that's either really thin or has been adhered to itself, melted to itself, and that's it. And people don't realize that sometimes. Even I forget it sometimes. I broke one of my models just the other day. Actually, just for this exact part right here that I'm doing from Mona from Get Your Impact. I broke one of the arm pieces. I had to reprint this whole thing out again because I was trying to force a bit into this arm slot, and I got a little too aggressive with it.
Yeah.
Also, I cured it, and when I cured it, this part right here is really, really thin, and right now it's really flexible. I don't know. I'm thinking about like maybe trying to get some tape and putting it over this so it doesn't cure this part, so it stay really flexible. Hopefully the rest of it would cure. I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but I'm kind of hoping it does because I would like to keep this part right here really flexible.
Yep.
Because I think that would be really nice.
Yeah, I'm battling with the old printer right now, so.
Okay, so you battling with it. You don't tell me what happened, but everybody out there, let me give you a forewarning here. Once you have your 3D printer up and going, the bed's level, your depth is good, your temperature for your nozzle is good, you're getting your print going. The moment you start changing one thing on that printer, everything goes to hell.
Yep. And that's exactly what happened to me. So I decided, since I had some better filament guides and stuff, that I would try to use the metal bed plate and build surface once again on this printer. Failing to remember that this printer only likes the mirrors. And in doing so, I broke it. So I got to put the mirror back on there and go through the whole original setup for leveling on it to get it right again. So that's why, if anybody's watching my stream, that's why you're only seeing the CR10S Pro printing right now, because I haven't touched it, because it's I don't know what it is about that printer, dude. It's like magic. You touch the button and it just does it.
Yeah, because it has a bed leveler on it, right? Like
Hey, I see a bear.
Yeah, we might have lost our Discord feed for some reason.
That's weird.
Yeah, mine just straight up just turned off for some reason? Question mark. All right, there we go. Things happen. Anyways, so keep on going here. What? Okay, you say you broke it. What you mean broke it? You mean you just messed up? You didn't actually
Yeah, I didn't like break apart or anything. I messed up the nice, consistent level because, I know better. This is the bad thing. That printer with the mirror on it and it's set up right, you literally don't have to ever level it again.
Yeah.
But I had to change something because I had to see if this plate that I bought for it and put a build surface on was gonna work.
I have to say, like, that's the thing about 3D printers. It almost makes you almost feel like you want to tinker with it.
You can't help yourself. You're like, I can make it better. I can make it stronger.
Yeah, and you just like you think you can make it better details, finer details. You can make it print better without ever messing up, or getting loose in the bed, or going left and right. So you 3D print more parts to make it better, so it doesn't travel.
It's all my own fault. I was on a roll with that printer. I had printed those legs I told you about so that I could get the control box under it. Didn't have any bad things happen from changing that over. I've got some better filament guides on it, so it wasn't putting the filament such a strain where it would snap every so often, and didn't have any backlash from that. So I was on a roll. I had designed those camera mounts that I showed you, and they were working good. And I was like, well, I mean, come on, I should be able to put this bed on here now that all this stuff's going on. I got a winning streak going.
That's that's one thing I like about the resin 3D printers. It literally goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. That's it. And that's what makes it great.
Yeah, as soon as I get some of that water washable resin, I'll get mine fired up.
I do need to do a review on the little air filters because I have been using it for a while. I wanted to try it with different resin to see if maybe we can I get a better view. So far, it's doing great. Even with some of the other resins I had before, I'm thinking, oh, maybe just because it's maybe because it's just a resin I just got. Maybe it's because of that. Nope, it's going off right now because I just got done with the print. It's doing great just by itself with all of the resin. So, knock on wood, it's not just the resin itself; it's actually the filter. So far, it's doing good. Though, I will probably do a review for it. It's very quiet. The little fan thing, the little filter, so quiet. And I don't know if it's just because they wanted to be quiet or they just put a weak fan inside of it because they don't need to be very strong. I don't know, but it's very quiet. So, if noise is a problem, well, don't think about that. But I've been doing a lot of things this week. But one of the things I've been doing this week is playing the Jesus out of game called Final Fantasy XIV or 15. I don't really 14 online. I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised. I really am.
I haven't played it because I don't know. I've always been one of those people that played Final Fantasy on a console, and it wasn't online, and it was you and your party, and it just, it's hard for me to put my head in the fact that I can play it online.
I know, and it's with the players too, from the server. And it's not, well, of course, it's the classic Final Fantasy, right? For anybody that never played Final Fantasy, usual Final Fantasy, the older generation Final Fantasy, people know what I'm talking about here. Usually, you are in a standstill, you're waiting your turn for your combat moves and your abilities to come up. But nowadays, they've been going more and more toward live movement combat system, but there's still a little bit of a time scale when you could do the moves. So it still keeps up that feel.
Yeah, I think they started heading that way pretty hard and heavy when they did the remake for 7, because 7 is definitely not one of those where you're sitting there waiting to choose. You're having to actually manually attack and defend and.
What? No to the game? Final Fantasy? Oh yeah. Before we get too far, I'm gonna show you a game that I found yesterday, and my wife said no to it. But
no, that's.
Oh, waifu, your waifu. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. She said
that. Oh man, I gotta show you about that a little bit. But I think it's nice, and of course it gives you some. Okay, it doesn't have all the humanoids, I would say, from the original Final Fantasy. I would like personally, I would like the little Vivi. I want a little Vivi, little black mage. That race, just the race. I don't want the little. There's already a short race in the game. I don't want them to be Vivi. No. I want to be Vivi. There's like a big old black ball and a big old loose hat, big old gloves, big old shoes, little tyke running around murdering people with the spells. I think that'd be great. And also, let's see, we have from that very game, the guy that dreads. Final Fantasy 9 was my favorite. I would say that right now. Final Fantasy 9 was my favorite.
Okay, so mine was 8.
Yours was 8, yeah. You liked a little more of the human aspect of it. I liked a little more of the creature aspect of it. Both fantasy, but I felt like the creatures were a little bit more of a disengaged from the human norm that some people got used to. I'm like, I don't want to see humans. I'm here to play a fantasy game. I want nothing to do with humans. I want creatures everywhere. And that's what we got in that one. No one was human. At least they weren't like full-grown humans in a sense. There were some humans, but they were weird looking. Like the queen.
Yeah.
The queen she was something. Now, the girlfriend, she was a human, but like you really did pay to her too much, other than for the wrong reasons. Love you.
Yeah.
Then you got the race with a big old tongue, pretty much a licky tongue from Pokemon, and you got the rat girl. I liked her. She was cool.
Yep. And then you had Monkey Boy.
Yeah.
You step on, grab his tail.
Yeah, and the golden chocobo. Man, I don't know how many people remember trying to get the golden chocobo in Final Fantasy 9, but that took me months.
Yeah. It wasn't easy in 7 either.
Golden chocobo was just not like, it was worth it at the end, but it's like just get on a spaceship, fly around. No, I want a golden chocobo.
Yeah. Now, I will say that Stealthy has getting a golden chocobo in 7 down to a science. Like, she knows exactly the steps to take and in what order to take them to guarantee you're getting a gold.
That's pretty good, especially by memory. I want to get a chocobo in the online game. Apparently, you can in the quest. You can start a quest and you can res a chocobo and you can res it up and then you can ride it and then you can change the color of it. And I'm doing a blue chocobo and I'm calling it Grumpy Bear because obvious reasons. I'm gonna ride myself.
You're gonna make it have a wide back in it.
And did you see my name of my character?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance.
My character is a Fiola. It's a bunny creature, bunny girl. There's bunny boys coming out.
I've seen what you look like. I've seen what you look like. I just didn't see your name.
From Final Fantasy 11, I want to say, this little girl right here from that race. Anyways, I called her Simp Bunny Playboy. Because I
got a carrot for you.
It's a Simp Bunny Playboy. It's all the things that I'm pretty sure everybody can relate when they see these creatures. I was just say foremost, I didn't do it I didn't get her a player because she's attractive. I think the race is pretty cool. They're humanoids with animal-like traits. That's they are. They're not furries. They're humanoids with animal-like traits, and I think they're pretty cool. They just so happen that most of them are women of warriors, and most of them, being that they're warriors, are very healthy looking. And they have no assets. 0 assets. But it's okay. I'm okay with that. So I'm having fun in the game. If anybody's played a lot of World of Warcraft and hesitant, I'm going to tell you right now, the game is more catered to those of Final Fantasy and those who like a little bit of fantasy and a little bit of cuteness to the game, not the overall arcing brutalness of other MMOs. So if you're an anime weeb as well, it also can cater towards you. Now, one of the cool things in the game, I would say, is you can get a guitar or a harp, and you can actually I don't know how they do it, but like you do on the keyboard and you make it, or if you know what buttons to press, you can actually play actual music of your own making in the game.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I've heard people play Lady Gaga. I've heard people say play Wind Waker song. I heard people play some like other music in the stream. Like Lord Pestilence, he heard somebody play Kiss by a Rose in the game. And yesterday I saw someone with a guitar. So I'm like, oh, you have a guitar too? So I thought that little tiny touches like that
that's nice. That's nice.
You just get people
taking my interest.
Yeah, so you just go like in the main little hub area, one of the major towns, and there'd be like 2 or 3 people. We have to be within the range of them too. So it's not like you're running around and you hear a cacophony of old sounds everywhere. No, it's just like literally you go a couple of inches away from them and you hear the music and step away from them, and the music goes quiet.
Oh, that's cool.
And you go back next to it. There it is again. So
really cool.
I think that is charming. That's a little charm right there. That's just a little. It's not normal, and I like that. And of course, I've heard a lot of people say the game's terrible because of its cash shop. I would say cash shop is kind of bad. Let me get your thoughts on this real quick, though.
Okay.
Let me say there's a in-game shop, and the in-game shop gave you gear, right?
Okay.
Would you be okay if the gear was amazing looking to say to the point that it was better looking than the gear in the game, or would you be more okay if the gear was more of a cosplay goofiness?
So for me, it's.
Would you rather be badass or just like, little?
For me, I feel like you should be able to have both, because if you're willing to spend the money in the in-game shop, you should be willing to get what you want.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
A lot of people always say like their ithiness with it when it comes to the badass side of it is they tend to make that gear look sometimes, and not most of the times, way better than the gear you actually get in the game. And people are like, that's not fair. I don't have money for it to buy that amazing looking gear, while the gear in the game looks like it's okay. It's okay.
Well, I mean, it's like I won't say that I haven't spent money on games. Destiny for sure. I'll have great armor, has great stats, but it looks like shit. But if I have silver left over from where I bought something, or if I have earned some bright dust through some serious, grinding, then I'll buy some skins to slap on it and make it look nice as shit.
Yeah, I think skins or any kind of overall aesthetics should never have a real gameplay advantage.
Yeah, see, there is no advantage to the skins other than the way they look.
Yeah,
because it's basically still the same gear with the same stats, and you just change the appearance.
Yeah, and some people think it's a slippery slope, and I don't know. There are cosmetics in the games that look okay in the Final Fantasy scene. They have a lot of mounts too, which look freaking amazing, but you get some pretty cool looking mounts in the game. But I do like, if you would go cosmetic mount you bought from the store, or mount you get it from the game, and if the ones from the store is better looking than the one in the game, I might be a little upset, because that's a bit of like a little bit of boastfulness. Like, look, I got this much cooler mount, but I had to spend extra money that you don't have. Some people might get upset about that. But if it's gear, if it's goofy, I don't really care. Like, hey,
we used to spend a lot of money when we played Fiesta on things, but I mean, I look at it like this. I'm not trying to tell you that I've got more money than you or anything like that. It's just I happen to have the money and I like the item.
Yeah, I think it's cool looking.
It's cool looking, and I have been known to gift people items.
I about to say I've gifted several of my old friends back in World of Warcraft day. I don't know if you remember the first store mount, but they put the release in World of Warcraft. There's one of them was a lion with wings.
Yep.
And I bought me one. My wife bought one. I bought one from one of my two of my other friends.
Yeah.
So I just gave it to them. It's like, why? It's like, because I can. I had the means, and I wanted to get something for all the cards they gave me.
I used to do that a lot with Fiesta, and I still do it occasionally with Destiny. But then again, Rollover will send me a message, you ding dong, because he'd be like looking through his inventory and be like, "Where the freak did this? Why? What? How? Where? Huh?"
Well, with Destiny, it does have that battle pass, so that's one thing. Okay, I'm a mixed side of the battle pass. On one side, I like it because it's all cosmetic, most of the parts, and if there's anything in there that it's actually of use, like most of the time, most people don't really need it, but it's nice to have it, but you don't really need it.
Right.
But then there's the other side of it, is if you're paid money for it and you don't get to finish the season, you lose out on so many things.
No, you lose out on what you didn't earn. But
I know, that's what's about. Like
anything that you didn't claim,
yeah,
that you did earn, you could still get.
Yeah, but like imagine if you you bought a whole season of it and then life happened.
That's nobody's fault but mine for not putting the time in.
I know, but let's say some life happens, like your power went out, or natural disaster, or you lost some funds, or you just time slipped away because of work, or whatever excuses you could possibly give, and you miss out like the majority of the season. It's like there it goes. You can't.
I've done it before, and like I said, you can never. You're never ever gonna always finish every one.
No.
It doesn't matter what game it is or what you're doing. I don't have a problem with the pass, mainly because when you're looking at the pass, there's a top row of things you earn and a bottom row of things you earn.
Yeah.
So for every level of the pass, you can earn 2 items. But even if you don't have the season pass, that top row, you earn those regardless.
Okay.
When you're doing it.
So, quick question for you. Let's say the season came and went. Do they have a season normally right behind it, or is there a couple days or weeks afterwards?
They usually have a season ready to go right after.
Okay, I'm just thinking, like, if they were to just put it out there, let's just say, how many seasons or how many weeks does the season normally last? Would you give me estimates? If you played, let's say, every single day, how many weeks do you think they would take?
Every single day?
Every single day.
Probably maybe 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks? Okay, so let's just say they take 2.5 weeks, and they scaled all that stuff in 2.5 weeks down to, let's just say, for all arguments, 2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks to get it done, and you have a half a week to get caught up if you're behind. I think that would be kind of nice, admittedly, because like that gives someone a little leeway going, well, I can't play today, but no, I have a half a week to get it done if shit goes down.
I see where you're going. And admittedly, you're right. It would be nice. I don't usually have to worry about that because I live in the stealthy.
Yeah, no, you have a gamer.
I can pass out and she'll finish her season and be like, "Oh, I wonder where he's at. Oh shit, he's behind. Let me hold this controller for a minute." And I wake up the next morning and my phone app is flashing. You have rewards to claim. What?
I can get that and I can get behind that. I think they should. If they're gonna make you pay for something, give it a little leeway. Just a little one. I'm not asking for a whole month. I'm not asking for a week would be nice, but I think that might be too much. I just think some people, shit happens, life happens, and if you're gonna give someone some money, give them some time to catch up. Cause
I mean, it's like this season right here. So I go on vacation next week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I'm playing Destiny on Orlando? Hell no.
No.
So from Wednesday night to freaking Sunday night, I'm not gonna be within range of console.
So you're gonna get your power grab the next day or so to try to get caught up.
I took Monday off to recuperate.
So yeah, I season passes have their ups and downs. Also, season pass, I still feel like their season pass are like the streamers like content, right? Like each day is new content because you're trying to capture the day's events of the season pass and showing that off in stream, and you're trying to work toward this one amazing item. I think it's if I said before, it's their content for streamers, and that's why I do this kind of stuff like that. And I get that because I remember doing that a lot of time during Gitchin, and I get a lot of that for Dauntless, which I heard have not changed very much at all, other than a few things. But someday I might go back. There's no real telling. Anyways, let's go to the next story. Now, my wife was about earlier on. She has a coworker, so she calls her wife. Like they're so close to friends. And I found this game.
Work wife.
Yeah, I found this game the other day. I was flipping through my Facebook. You know, I'm never very much on there. I was flipping through Facebook, and this game. Let me start it for you right here for parents who maybe listening in. Cover your kids' eyes. Cover your kids' eyes. Cover your kids' eyes. This is not appropriate. It's not nudity, but it's still not appropriate. This game is... I'm going to share this link to you, Corvo, so you can pull it up on your screen. And I want to get your first response on it. This game is an actual game that you can actually buy right now and play with your friends in the next party. And the name of this game... I'm going to move it over to my side of the screen here. It's called... Open it up. It's called Come Face. And this is the actual game that you can play with your friends for only $49.41, so pretty much $50, $52. And there's a commercial on YouTube for this game. And the premise of this game is to get it off first.
No. Hell no.
This is an actual game.
How am I supposed to win playing this with Stealthy?
I don't know.
You just look at that thing and it's going... Oh, goodness gracious.
Again, I didn't make this game. Did not. And I saw this online and I was dumbfounded. Like, I know there's some funny games out there supposed to be humorous, but no. You can't tell me that was a fun time. to play with
No.
even a bunch of girls. Like there was a video. There's a guys playing the game too. There's guys
Yeah.
playing the game too with some girls, and of course the guys are just like competitive, right? We're competitive. We want to win, and they're all like they're getting into it too a little too much, and they're going at it, and the girls are like like barely trying. The guys like full on fist pump, just doing it, and then this and it shoots it shoots at your face.
No. No, not happening.
And my wife sent that to her wife or her, I forget what she calls her, but her work wife, whatever. And she's like, "No, we're not playing that game. We're not experiencing that together."
No.
You know, someone's gonna people to buy that, right?
Yeah.
You know they're gonna buy it, and there'll probably be some thoughts will probably buy it and think it's freaking funny, or some I don't know stripper like ladies. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad. A thought, but some ladies that are a little overboard already will probably try to use that and think it's hilarious. I hope no streamer tried it out. Let me just put it like that. I hope no streamer tries it out because I'm pretty sure that would be against terms of service, regardless on how you try to change it. It's very blue. I'm gonna be more light. It's very blue. It's better than the neonness that your face is assuming.
Yeah. No. That's a hard no.
Think any of your coworkers try it out?
Shit. I know a couple of them that might already have it after seeing it.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so what's going on with your job? I know you said you had something.
Goodness, let me tell you about the shit that has been going down at work.
Okay, no names, of course.
Her name.
But we know we're talking about you. We're talking about you. Yes, you. And you are the person or involved with this. I want to hear your side of the story. Down in the comments below.
This is hilarious. So we have a lady that was a supervisor in a area of our office. And
What is the supervisor?
She's known to be one of the most confrontational people in the building.
Okay, we're not PG here. A bitch.
Yeah. So on the other side, we have another lady that works in a different area that is known to never show up.
Never
and
show
get away
up.
with it.
Okay,
Yes,
so
we're gonna say Lady A is the bitch, Lady B is the no-show. Now, Lady A has taken a position to work. Lady A is gonna work for Lady B no-show. Now, here's how
the witch will work with the no-show lady. Work with or for?
For.
So no-show has someone working for them, and that for them is a nasty person.
Yeah. So basically, the no-show. The reason why she has this open position is because she ran everybody off that's had it before because she gives them all the work and doesn't show up.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Okay. So now you enter in Miss Confrontational is going to take the role. Now, how long do you think Miss Confrontational's going to go being the workhorse while Miss No-Show doesn't show up before things go boom?
I'm pretty sure within that very hour.
We see this shit coming a mile away.
Yeah.
A mile away, it's coming.
So, okay, question is, though, who decided, in their all of knowledge, to put these two cohorts of confrontation together?
So, the mastermind is what we'll call him.
Okay.
Because I know him really well. I have a feeling that he allowed Lady A to work for Lady B on purpose because Lady A has been being protected by what was used to be her manager for a long time. Mm-hmm. He could not get rid of said person because he had to go through them. But if she takes a position working for someone that works for him, he no longer has to go through anyone else. As well as it could possibly solve his no-show problem at the same time.
Okay, two birds, one stone.
Yes. So I see a storm a brewing.
So this brew
Now-
is not stormed. That's the wrong
Not
way of
yet.
putting it, but
Now,
damn it.
let me explain to you the nature of the emptiness in Lady A's head. She put in a help desk ticket for IT today.
Okay.
You know what she needed done?
A mouse not moving. I don't know.
No, she needed 3 empty iPhone boxes thrown away and a stand-up desk taken off of the desk that she's assuming.
Okay, so wait. 3 cases.
Empty iPhone boxes.
Cardboard boxes.
Yeah, you know the little boxes your phone comes in.
Yeah, she need help with that?
You need 3 of them thrown away, and this little lightweight stand-up desk taken off of the desk that she's now going to be sitting.
Yeah, like they're I've seen them before. I've seen them at your stores. Like you put them on top of your desk and they can rise and fall for you. Yeah.
Does anything in that sound like it is an IT responsibility?
No, sounds like a person that doesn't want to lift.
So, when you look at this desk, here's the desktop.
Yeah.
On this corner, the boxes are stacked up neatly.
Mm-hmm.
Right here is a trash can. All you had to do was take them off.
Please tell me you went over there and just went.
Yep, I
And
did.
just looked at her like.
And then I took the lightweight desktop, their stand-up desk off, because even though it's technically not my job, it was entered as an IT ticket, so someone from IT was responsible for it. And I was thinking to myself,
This is lazy, right? No show.
this is the person that is assuming a position that will handle every new hire that comes in the door.
How's she hire anybody? She's never there to hire them.
No, this is the other one.
Oh, the other one, the witch has
Yeah.
to do it.
Yes.
She doesn't scare them off.
Aha. So I'm thinking to myself, this is gonna be funny when it blows up.
Personally, it would have been a good spot for stealth. Let me just put it like
And
that.
then, and then one of my friends at work decides to send me a message because he hears about me having to go throw the empty phone boxes away and says, "Will you come over and clean mine too, sir?" And I reply back, "Yes, ma'am. You just tell old Charlie where that trash is and I gets it for you."
I'm like, when did I become the trash disposal?
I looked dead at my manager and said, did I become building maintenance or the custodial anytime here lately? Because I threw something in the trash and removed a piece of furniture. Furniture is building maintenance. Trash is the custodial. Last time I looked at my title, it said IT administrative. Huh?
What do you mean? I just took someone's boxes and just went this. Kind of like
The
they're.
way she replied, "Well, if you find your apron and your feather duster, you could get my desk while you at it." And I just looked at him and said, "Look into my eye."
I bet say, look into my eye, and then you want me under the desk afterwards, sir? What the heck?
Yeah. So he just started laughing because he was just picking at me. It was funny.
Yeah.
He thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, when I got up to go do it, was walking over thinking, this is the dumbest shit I have done since I have taken this position.
Well, I don't have anything interest like that, but I did go. When I was driving around. I did go to the most richest area of our entire town.
How that?
Let's just say, okay, it was a gated community.
Yep.
We have in Huntsville, we have this, I guess you would call it a mountain technically by its height. It's definitely not a hill. It's definitely a mountain. It's one big mountain that is overlooking all of Huntsville and then all of the rest of the area. And you can see, if you're where I am, you can literally see the houses up there. I went up there this past week, $15 tip. Let's just start off with saying that. Biggest score. That's my biggest tip so far, $15 for one delivery. All sushi. Red Rock and Roll Sushi, kind of a place that has sushi named after Rock and Roll stars or whatever. Anyways, so I go up there. And I said this with the most regard to the standard of every single house up there could not be more than a 15 to 10 room home, 2 or 3 story classic homes with gates, immaculate yards. Vehicles were they were rich, okay? And I go to this person's house. It had the front entrance, which was 2-story, and you can see like you know what house is rich when it has like the main building and it had off buildings going off of it. Yeah. And then you can see it going to the back and the backyard and a fence around it. And the door was like a double wide door with like extra panels on the side for like windows and glass stained and like nice wood. And she's giving me $15 for a tip. But the weirdest thing I have to say, her doorbell was broken. Immaculate house, wonderful yard, rich as can be, cars probably cost more than my entire salary. And yet they have a doorbell that's broken. I'm like, this is weird. You're probably...
The maid was off that day. They're supposed to call the doorbell repairman.
Like, it says, like, do not ring the doorbell. Send me a text. My doorbell is broken. I was so tempted to text him or her going, buy a new one. You rich fucker. There's plenty of doorbell ringers nowadays with cameras on them. So, like, why just buy one of those and install it? It can't cost that much money compared to, like, one of those probably be like your it's probably your butt wiping money. And they're also so cheap, apparently they couldn't even put the numbers on the door on their mailbox. Their mailbox was the number on it was so faded, I literally had to get like 5 feet away to figure out what the hell the house was. I'm like, what? Is this a place? I got really close and like, yep, there it is. Just I can't see it because it's so faded. I'm like, how do you have this kind of money? The
trip to Jamaica next week is important, not the damn mailbox.
Everything else in that place was immaculate, but I just didn't see a mailbox and a doorbell being a problem for them. And I was kind of baffled by it. Let me see. The total, okay, get this, the total amount for this entire order was $122.
That's a lot of sushi.
Yeah. And they gave me $15.38. And they can't afford a doorbell. They can afford that kind of food, but they can't afford a doorbell. I just say somebody gets a priority straight, because the entire town, the whole entire area was like that. Getting up into was like, it was an ordeal. My truck, you know, it's a nice truck. Even it was like, this sucks. And I was going for a while too. I'm like, am I going to go to the top? And I actually got to the top and actually stopped the section and I can see all the town. I'm like, this is a beautiful look. I don't very particularly like a landscape of buildings and city dwellings, but it's a nice view. I'm like, this is the top of the mountain. Sure enough, I was up there and I was, it was very pretty. I would say it was very pretty, but even if I had the money, I couldn't live up there. There's just no way. Could you live in a $15 room home with like that scale? I'm not exaggerating here. Like every place 3 stories, maybe 2 stories, and they even then have like offshoots of the building.
I could live in the home, but I couldn't live around people.
Yeah, there were people literally within, like each of it had to been their lawn. Let me say it like that. Their lawn could not have been even an acre of land. Could not have been even an acre.
That's what I'm saying. See, for me, if I have a home that size, I need to be away from everybody else. I don't want to be under everybody else's home that size.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. I definitely could see that.
Like my personal. One of the things me and Stealthy talk about all the time is because we talk about go ahead and then starting the purchase process on a home wherever we're going to retire, so that by the time I retire, it'll be mostly paid off. And one of my criteria is I want a basement.
Oh yeah, basements. Oh yeah.
I want a basement because that basement's going to be mine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about all the rest of it. You can do whatever the hell you want to above me. But the basement's going to be mine. My printers will be there. My gaming stuff will be there. My card making stuff will be there. I will have a place to watch TV and stuff away from everybody if I need to. I'll hang a hammock down that mug and take a nap. I don't care. That's gonna be the man cave.
Yeah. I believe like the whole house should be not really man cave, it should be your things too. But I do understand about the escaping, just to be able to escape. And you know,
yeah. Well, for me, it's more like I have a few different hobbies. Like I like to make my cards. I like to 3D print. I'm one of the people that want my own area to do that stuff in.
Yeah,
I don't want to be in someone else's way while I'm doing what makes me happy, because then I'm not happy. I'm frustrated because I'm bothering someone else.
Or they're invading my personal bubble, and I'm afraid if I come back and there'd be something missing or gone wrong, and I have to, I have no one else but to blame, but believe it's you. Because I hate to be that person that would, let's say my 3D printer is going, and you come into my 3D printer, and I leave, and I come back, and just so have my 3D printer now going all this shit, and you were right there. I have to believe in some ways it was you. There's no other external things that's gonna just have it gone missing or broken. And if you saw it breaking, why not just scream or something? But if I come back, it's messed up, and you're just standing there, I'm like, what the heck you just do?
Well, I mean, you can imagine how that would be for me, because I'm paranoid as shit. I got all kind of cameras on myself. Mm-hmm. Even when I'm not streaming, I can see my prints from the living room.
You can see it from anywhere. So yeah, I like the idea of having a basement. I don't like attics. Attics to me are either creepy or they just don't mesh well with me.
Well, my problem with the attic is okay, so when you first build a home, it may be great. But eventually that insulation is going to get old, and that shit's going to get hot.
Yeah.
I can always, I'd rather have a basement where it gets cool and I have to run a little bit of heat than have an attic and have to have an extra freaking heat cooling unit.
And then, of course, I can be loud as I want in a basement, but I can't be very loud in an attic. Because,
right.
Sound does, have a tendency to go downwards, but going upwards is a little harder unless, you point your head straight up there and do it. But most of the time, you can be screaming, you're screaming toward the floor. And I want a basement too. Of course, I would like to have a spiraling stairs. But my wife's always telling me, I know you want one of those, but you know how much hell it would be to getting furniture down? I'm like, probably a lot, but I don't care. I want a spiraling staircase down to the basement. I think it's cool. I just, and if I can find a way to
I think you should have a one-person elevator and a fire pole.
Yeah, that'd be cool. My thought is spiraling spiraling staircase, and when I'm down there, I can just throw up the staircase, and it collapses on itself, and I just no one come down there. It's fuck off. It's my time to be alone. You better ring a doorbell to get my attention. I
want a toilet put in too.
Yeah.
And a fridge.
I think every man pretty much is it would you say it's more of a generational thing that men are wanting more and more of our own space nowadays?
I think what it is because nowadays it's harder and harder to find time for yourself. People are men in general are starting to want to make a space so they can have that time.
And I was always back in the old days, these men used to have a room, and they would sit down in their chairs, put some headset on and or speakers, and just play their music and just sit there and relax, like a smoke room, right? Then go to and do that stuff like that. Right. But that's not really, it's not really as much of a safe space because it's normally on the same level, and it's just all this stopping you between you and whoever is going to be bothering you is literally a door. But in a basement, there's a lot more involved. So opening a door, coming down the stairs, or whatever you may have to get down there. If in your case, an elevator. If you have a fire pole slide, it'd be really quick and really easy. But there's some steps to get down to you to bug you.
So you sent me a link earlier.
Yeah.
About this dude.
Okay.
Tell me about this dude.
Now, this guy, YouTube has pretty much pushed this guy to the forefront. And I know right now you've been hearing a bunch about the releasing of government files on aliens, right? That's coming out within the week. Within the week of releasing government files upon the viewings and sightings of actual aircraft and spaceships and what that could do to the race of humankind. Which, let me get your thoughts on that. Do you think aliens are real? And if so, what do you think is to be the impact of that knowledge?
I have no predilections whether they're real or not. I do think that if they are real, if there is proof, it's going to change the way we look at the way the galaxy and the universe in and of itself, works. Because then that would mean we're not the only intelligent species out there.
Considering there's literally almost billions of planets, and amongst all those billions of planets is bound to be another planet just like ours in every single regards.
Yep. I'll be right back. I gotta do something.
Okay. So, aliens. If y'all believe that, let me think. I think it have probably a little bit of almost a religious, religious impact on us as we as humans and as, let's say, a Christian standpoint, or a religious standpoint, if we would go there. A lot of us think we are the center of the universe and we are God's favorite children or a favorite child. So it might have a bit of an implication against religion as well. So that's going to be a problem for some people to really grasp the idea of that, we weren't the only ones created. If you believe in that mythology and that idealism, of course, you got the pyramids and the Egypts and all the old tribes that used to worship gods that supposedly came down from above, and weird looking aesthetics or looks. It could possibly have been aliens that interacted with us a long time ago, and we always push it off as just mythology and utter poppycock. So that is going to be an interesting thing for sure. I'm going to check myself, make sure I can hear myself, because I actually don't know. Yeah, I can. Okay. So I think that would be interesting. If y'all believe aliens are real, and it would okay, 2-part question here for those who will leave a comment down below. Do you believe aliens are real? And if you do believe aliens are real, what do you think their implication to the human society, human world would be in the standard? Do you think people will have mass hysteria? Do you think they'll have a bit of to be able to accept it, as well as some of you may think that we'll be able to just brush it off and think it as an everyday thing? What's your thoughts? Be sure to leave that down below. But
so for me, if aliens were to truly exist, I mean, what does it actually change? In the average general life, okay, 90% of the people, you say, how many people do you know that have been adversely affected by something that an alien has done?
Not many people, and of course, people that say they have had something always go, "Oh, they're just crazy."
Right. Well, the thing is, though, is let's just say for the topic at hand, let's say we take all of those people and we say, okay, they were right. This happened to them. If you weigh them percentage-wise next to all the people that's never had any encounters, never had anything happen, what's the percentage look like? It looks like it's very few people that's been adversely affected. So then you look at it and you say, chances are that unless something drastically changes, it really doesn't change anything for us other than the fact that now we know there's other intelligent species out there, and maybe we really do push to try to have contact with them. So that maybe we can try to further each other,
Yeah, but some people, two sides of the coin to this. The one perspective, like, okay, so we do know aliens are real, they are a concept, and we have seen them. So we reach out to them, and we put more money and more effort into reaching out to them. That'd be one aspect of it. But the second aspect of it is, if there is aliens, have we as human race have already had contact with them and have been left out in the darkness about it? Kind of like, some people say there's a place in, I've watched one of those, according to ancient mythology, scientists, whatever people on Discovery Channel, saying there's a place up in the North Pole that has a hole going way down in the ice, where supposedly spaceships and actual terrestrial creatures are actually coming to us. It's kind of like a port station, right? They go there and they interact with the humans and get what they need, and they leave. And then some of them are apparently like diving into the water and going down to Atlanta or another, spaceport down below the water, because we don't know all the, we don't know all of our Earth's grounding of water land. We we've been down pretty deep, but not all the way deep. And of course, you got, of course, Area 51. What's there? And if we've already been in contact with aliens, how much progression have they already put in our hands? And how many progression have they kept out of our hands in fear that would advance us too fast as a civilization?
And I mean, you have to look at it like those are relevant points. I mean, all relevant.
Mm.
I mean, if you give us too much too fast, you make it too easy, we don't really learn.
No, we don't learn, or we get, let's say, like overly confident, and we don't realize what we have, and we abuse it.
Or we become so solely dependent on them that they become nursemaids. And nobody wants that either.
No. So we like to build things out of our own hands, of our own volition, and learn from our own things. But we don't know if the iPhone was a step in evolution brought you by extraterrestrials, right? Because we went from flip phones with barely any screens to pretty much a whole computer in our hands.
Yep.
And that might have been a one little like, hey, we're gonna give you a little bit of this. Now you take that and build off it.
Right.
But I believe the world needs a little bit of a mysticism, a little bit of unknowing, so we have a little bit of way of escaping and removing ourselves from the everyday worries and not quite frankly sometimes the shittiness of the world, right?
Yeah.
So this guy by the name of Edwin Sanders or Saunders, sorry for missing Saunders, on YouTube. He was pushed to the front by YouTube. YouTube, since this whole alien thing, he was slammed to the front. He went from like a couple thousands to a couple millions or a couple hundreds of thousands of subscribers within a few days. So about a week ago, maybe a little more, one of his videos was pushed to the forefront, and his entire channel, he lived in England or Britain. Sorry if there's a distinct difference between those. I'm sorry, I'm not entirely sure how much of it. But anyways, his channel is the discovery of imps and fairies. And he goes out to the woods, and he goes and finds imps and fairies in the woods, and he captures some of them on camera.
I haven't watched this because you only, shared it with me today, but I am very interested in watching some of it now.
Yeah, okay. So let me just start with saying it's relaxing, it's calming, it's interesting, and it does fall in the premise of mermaids. Remember that whole thing on the Discovery Channel when mermaids came out and like, oh, the discoveries of mermaids and, are they real? Are they really out there? And my wife's always saying like, we really know what's all in our woods. We think we know what's all in our woods, but do we really know what's everything? And the water is just the same. We really don't know.
No, we don't.
Everything in the water.
We haven't explored every part of the planet we're on. Because about the time we were getting ready to do things like that, we decided to jump to space. And I find it kind of ironic that there was so much for us to learn about here, and we just said, oh, we'll learn that later. Let's go out here and learn this up here.
Well, that's because we can see it, right? It's in our visual sights. We can see it, so we want to go to it, right? It's not really we can't see the bottom of the ocean. So we can't see it, so we don't have really no interest.
But the thing is, though, is if we'd have put the same money that we put into the space program into a program to explore the bottom of the ocean, we probably could have by now.
Yeah, probably. By now, we made those advances.
It was a decision. Do we go to space or do we go to the bottom of the ocean? Let's go to space.
Yeah, space seems a little easier. And then, of course, we have, there's always new species of insect and frogs. I think frogs are like one of the highest stages of discoverability, being always found almost yearly. I don't know about this past couple years because of COVID, but like as of like many years, like there's always new species of creatures being found. So this guy supposedly found on a camera fairies and wood imps. Now, let me just go and start up the premise. Do you believe in magic? No. In fairies and woodland imps or whatever you might want to call them.
I would. Okay. As a child, I wanted that to be true. As an adult, I hadn't really thought on it very much. I think it would be kind of cool if some of that stuff really existed. But at the same time, I don't know that I want anybody to know that it really exists because it will take some of the wonder out of it.
Mysticism. But I think we need that as a human race. Like, even if it's all fake, it's still very interesting to watch, and it gives you a little bit of escapism, right? It's a bit of.
I mean, right now, I grew up watching X-Files with my mother. I'm rewatching X-Files. You know why? Because I want to escape the everyday thing I deal with at work. You know, I want to go. I want to see something that is fantastical and out there.
Yeah, something new, something that's maybe a little less as hardcore or dramatic, a little bit more exciting, a little bit more upbeat. You know, let your mind expand a little bit. I think it's good. I think it's a good thing what he's doing in a sense of what he's making. Now, is it real? That's up to you to decide. I unfortunately have found out some news about him, so it is definitely worth the look, and I would say in every regard. So if you want to keep that mysticism, don't look him up. Don't look him up. Like, don't do research on it. Just go to the channel. It's a nice thing. He has like I would say about 10, 15 videos you can watch. And he goes to the woods of his local area with his camera, and he just takes them a shot. He talks about the creatures and what he does to get them to come out, and how they getting used to them, and maybe some interactions with these woodland creatures that they've had with him, and some of the things he pick up on signs on them. He says he's a bit of an expert on finding them at this point, and he's a bit of a nomad. So if that gets your interest, go check him out. He apparently put out a video within the last 12 hours. I haven't watched it yet, and his channel's blowing up. If you want to go subscribe to him, go right ahead. I think channels like this are almost needed. I really do. I feel like they're charming, and they pull away from bullshit that our world has come to almost have an overly abundant. Hello.
Yeah.
So, speaking of like stupidity and craziness, and I haven't got the article of this one up, but I found it the other day, so I'm going to just talk about it here and the other day. Apparently, in some kid's mind, he got the brilliant idea that his teeth was, I guess, a little too long, and he wanted to shorten it down a little bit, and he took fingernail clippers, and he clipped his teeth in half with fingernail clippers, and you can see the gum line underneath his teeth, or the inside of his teeth. And someone took a picture of it. And apparently this is the thing now. I don't know who brought this idea up.
I don't understand.
First off, if the fingernail clippers worked on the teeth, that means the teeth were to begin with, but
I don't understand how we got to that point.
Me neither. But I think people, like kids or people, are like they're don't like the way they take the look, so they're trying to find easy solutions. And one of the solutions was taking that fingernail not trimmers, but files, and they were taking their teeth and filing them down with them. So I guess the kid wanted a quicker solution, and fingernail clippers was his next idea, and just went, yeah, yeet, and snapped it.
Yeah, you snapped it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't understand, kids. Don't do that. That's not smart. That
That's
will
not
not work. I don't care if you're lucky and you take off just the amount of teeth you want to do. You were lucky. Don't do that. Just like don't eat bugs.
At least they weren't doing like they used to and taking a freaking file rasp and making them points.
they're still doing that.
Really? Oh, Stealthy, did you see the toy? Okay. All right, Stealthy, I want your response on this.
Yeah.
This is an actual toy. Okay, it's an
Hang
actual toy.
on. I think I got the page still up over here somewhere.
Would you be interested in playing it? Let me just say it like
There
that.
you go. You want to play this game?
Called Come Face. That
Oh, wait, get better. Even the guys are getting in on it.
even the men are getting on it.
So here's my several questions. Several questions on that.
All right, go right ahead.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you know who actually loses?
It
Because
shoots.
they're going to go first.
It
That
shoots.
depends. That depends. Because maybe the whole point is not to do it.
No. The game is actually to see who gets it there
Yeah,
first.
we can make different rules. So
Yeah.
maybe it depends on the person whether or not they win or lose, because that might not be their goal. Their goal is not to get sprayed. Who knows?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna say.
I tell him we not play this game because I could not win if I played with you because you just look at it and it would go.
And no, I did not try to find this myself. I was on Facebook scrolling down it, and apparently one of my friends posted it up, and I was immediately interested on what the heck I just saw. And there's a YouTube video for it, and men are getting in it, are getting into it a little too much in the videos. I'm just curious about the person that went and said, "Yes, I will do commercial for this toy."
But if you think about it seriously enough, one, if you are technically a straight male, you're wanting to prove that you know how it's supposed to work versus somebody who should know how it works considering what they get to do with it. Versus, well, the gay ones.
But say,
And
I know this is really real practice, but
You probably have practice.
yeah, we know what it is, just like women know what they are. I'm just waiting for the opposite version of it. You know, the next version. The split shot. You know, we had to DJ it real fast.
I don't know what it is. It's kind of PG, under PG 18.
I know.
Oh, that's all I want to go. We ain't PG.
We ain't PG. But I saw that and went, man, this is not appropriate, but I have to show this. This is too much.
Watching.
We told them ahead of time, this is not appropriate. This is not appropriate. This is not appropriate. Please have them leave the room temporarily.
Close your eyes, close your ears, you know.
You listen for that?
Hey, but we covered. We said it.
We said it, so I covered my grounds. So yeah, that was a thing. But speaking of covering grounds, you remember the other week I told you there's Target is gonna be stop doing Pokemon cards in the store.
Yep.
Well, somebody, I don't know if this is a Walmart or Target, does not show specifically, but somebody recorded some Pokemon scalpers going into the opening of a store, going into Pokemon, getting some Pokemon cards, and their what would you call it? Like their
mannerisms, their
attitudes and their overall demeanor when going into the store and how they're acting about getting these Pokemon cards. This is how bad it's getting. Now, for those who don't know what Pokemon scalpers are, or scalpers in general, what they would do, they go buy an item, buy it out, and then flip it for double or triple the price on eBay or any other stores. So these people are making money by doing this. They're not losing money. They're making money, and a lot of it. And at the detriment of real fans or people that don't have money. So I'm gonna send you the link real fast so you can see on your side of it, and then I'm gonna put on my side.
Well,
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm gonna go use the restroom.
All right.
I've got.
There we go. Click on that link and tell me when you're ready, so I'll start off when.
I'm looking for the video. Okay, the start now, right?
They should say big B cards on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, and go. Looks like a Walmart, but I could be wrong.
That's a Walmart. That is a Walmart.
The store just opened up. And they go straight into, look at this. They go straight into the car section.
I'm not doing that.
Pushing themselves, getting the cards, and then filling the baskets with everything Pokemon.
Holy shit.
And then buying the entire store out of all their merchandise within the first 5 minutes of the store opening up.
That's insane.
That's unnecessary. It's inappropriate. For one thing, you can buy cards online for the stock price. So why are these guys so adamant about going to stores? Oh, well, there's one or two girls in the video. So let me clarify that. There's one or two girls in there, not just men. Girls in the video. You just take a look in there carefully. There's one girl in there, at least one. But all of them are rushing there to get these cards to turn around and flip them for double the price or triple the price.
That's insane.
When you can buy them online for retail price. What's the point of that? Over some, as some of my family would say, over some cardboard paper cards. I know you like cards.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure if you were a sailor, would you like that kind of mannerism? Or that kind of...
Yeah, hell no. I mean, that's not what I make the cards for. I didn't make them for other people to make money. All of them, I made them for people to enjoy them.
Yeah. The fun, the excitement, the actual game itself. I don't know. And I remember, like, back in the day, Pokemon cards were very popular, but you didn't see us elbowing each other to get to the back Pokemon cards.
No, I mean, you didn't see anybody throwing down in the middle of the aisle for some Magic Gathering either, you know?
Yeah, when that came into popularity, or when it came popularity second time. I just don't think, I don't know where, okay, let's just start with saying this. I don't know where society has changed their thoughts on appropriate actions. I know there's people went out there to get money, and they'll take any easy way to get that money, and that might be an easy way, but I didn't know that was like when did that actually come into the norm?
When an entire generation was not able to have their ass beat on the regular for doing stupid shit. Then there was no consequences for their actions.
I know people say, I never got my beat. Look at me. I'm just perfectly fine. I'm like,
bullshit.
As far as I can tell, you're fine, but I don't know what else. Might be something messed up about you. I just don't know.
Oh, hey, you don't forget that with that whole, we're fine until you see the way they act and treat other people.
Okay, that's a good point right there. It's like, oh, you're fine for me.
How somebody actually treats other people, take them to a restaurant, see how they tip.
Oh man, the whole experience of tipping since I've been driving, every time I see a tip now, it's like, yep, I can tell I'm gonna make a good tip off of this one.
You can either by tipping or just by taking them to a regular, like a fast food restaurant. Granted, you don't tip there, but depending how they treat their servers, if something goes wrong with their order, that tells you how they treat actual people.
Yeah, I just don't like, when does this come all this aggressiveness and like at the detriment of other people did this come into play?
Like I said, they grew up without consequences, so they don't find any consequences in their actions.
I got spanking. Like, and I know what it is.
I got my ass beat. I'm gonna say it plain. I got my ass beat.
I don't ever want to go somewhere and go, you know what? Kids, I don't care about you. It's about me making money. It's not about you having fun. It's about me making money. I don't really know if that's always okay. But another flip side of the coin of this, do you think possibly, because people argument would be the other side of this coin, would you think that companies would be doing the shortage of the item to call for the demand in order to make them get aggressive, in order to make them seem more scarce and more valuable?
I don't know. Because
I know people's scores with that would be.
Some companies might do that to try to help with their profits and gains, but I would like to think better of people that have been making merchandise as long as these people have.
Mm-hmm. It's Pokemon, and it's literally just pieces of paper printed on it. You know what it makes. You know what it takes to make these cards because you've made something yourself. Not at Pokemon's level, but like you know what it is to print out cards. So you know the materials, right? You know what the materials are, and would you know and understand the flip side of the price? So that, like, let's say each pack of the cards are normally like, I would say around $7, maybe $6 for a pack. Would you say that about a reasonable price for these cards?
I would say it would be.
Yeah,
because the paper itself, and depending on what method of printing they're using, the price varies a little bit, but overall, I mean, that's a fair price.
Yeah, and then people are going there and literally taking an entire arm and just going, Buggy, and then buy all of it, and then those kids go to the store that day and go, "Where's the Pokemon cards? Where's the Magic cards?" All of them are gone. They were even grabbing the stuffies. Like they were just grabbing just the cards. They're grabbing the stuffies and little collectibles and just, yeah. But every time I go to Walmart now, I don't see the whole shelf is clear other than Magic cards because Magic's not really popular right now. But give it time, you may come back in.
It's still kind of popular around here, so.
But it's not that, thankfully. That bad here.
Now let's say you would see that in a you were right there.
I'm decking them.
You're
Oh,
decking-
we're going to be dragging people out the damn aisle.
It's
I'm going to jail.
I'm going to jail.
one thing to buy a few so that you can sell it. That's one thing. But being a complete and total,
Yeah, because my first thought is like you said.
it's just-
What if my kids had saved up their allowance to buy some Pokemon cards? Now they can't buy cards because these greedy assholes
Yeah,
is coming here and cleaned out the shelf. That line of thought pisses me off.
Yeah.
And when it comes to my kids, I will go to jail.
I've gone to Walmart before, personally. I'm not gonna lie. I bought me like 1 or 2 Pokemon cards. I had a little money on the side. I wanted some cards. I grabbed me 1 or 2 or 3 of them. I didn't grab the entire thing with, you know what? Yeah, all of these. All of them. Why? Because I want more money. I want money off of these things. Like, it's a game for kids and for some adults. There's some adults out there playing a game. But your idea is to be the enjoyment of it. Like,
Right.
I enjoy collecting the cards. I don't enjoy making money off of it. Like, I know my mom, maybe over a year or so back, the Charizard card peaked up in price again, and she was like, "Oh, now's a good time to sell." I'm like, "I'm not selling them." It's like, why? Because they're my childhood. I love them. Oh man, if there are sleeves for those, I would totally have them sleeved.
They don't have sleeves for them right now. They're too big. I mean,
that one's my set.
this is Jasmine's.
Yeah.
You know?
Like-
I mean, this is mine. And I have a book that is nothing but Magic the Gathering and chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
Even some Lord of the Rings. Because I was big into collecting cards. at
I
one time.
have Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z, and Pokemon.
Actually.
Those cards are really cool. I know you can't use them. Those things are so cool. I think those. I know it's a paper. I think those things are cool. It's cool artwork and cool design and aesthetics. I don't know. I think those things are nice. I personally like them, but I would be upset if I were a kid and every time I want to go buy some cards.
Those are Zelda cards.
Oh, those are cool. And then I go there, with mom and daddy and go, "Mommy, daddy, I have some money. Let me have some cards." And I go to the card section. All of them are gone.
Yeah. That would piss me off if my kid.
Oh, here's one I missed.
And not many kids understand the premise of just order online because they may not know where to go. They might go to eBay or Amazon where the prices are, a little steep than usual, especially in eBay.
Yeah.
So if you are one of those people out there, you are a scalper. Oh, I didn't tell you this. The other week, you remember my old motherboard?
Yeah.
Okay, remember I was having a little problem with my old PC. I didn't know it was my motherboard or my processor or my power supply.
Right.
Well, I sold my old power supply, so that's not that person's headache. I sold my motherboard to a bit miner
Okay.
that scalped a bunch of graphics cards. He told me right there in front of me. Like, yeah, I scalped a bunch of 280s and not 280s, 370s and 360s so I can bit mine on them. So I
That's
thought
not technically scalping.
well, he bought a bunch of them instead of for actual video gamers. He bought them to make money.
Hey, looking at that bag right there, I want to show you something that I got today.
So now he's using my motherboard for bit mining,
It
which I
looks
don't
like
mind.
something that Desmond's got.
Let me just say, for anybody out there that does bit mine, I don't mind if you do bit mine. Just don't do it at the detriment of other people. Just be thoughtful. Yeah, that's a quadra card.
No, this is mine.
Oh, you got another one?
Yeah.
Ah, see, those are great for 3D modeling and 3D designing and 3D rendering,
That's
But not-
exactly what I wanted it for.
but not really meant for video gaming. Though you can video game on them.
It is better for video gaming than the standard embedded cards, though.
Yeah, like it's not just like it's not worth it. No, it's worth it. But you see how much those things still cost to this day. You might, sway one way or another.
I remember you were asking a question before in reference to the suspension. My Twitter suspended.
Yeah. What happened there?
It's because I mainly just tweet about the fact that I'm streaming. So I'm guessing that's probably because they consider it to be spamming.
Well, if it
I got to figure out how to get them to unsuspend my account, which will be fun. But
I guess some people get annoyed. If my entire feed,
there's no one following me, who would have been annoyed?
well, it does every now and then. As far as I get a little bit of feeds from people that I don't follow on my channel, especially some thoughts that I don't follow on my Twitter, and they pop up and like, hey, you want to go to my OnlyFans page, whatever. I don't follow them, but they're still showing up. It's not at them. They might have got like a random time they saw your name and then went, oh my god, all these another of these people on Twitter or on Twitch trying to spam that went live. Oh my god, a report, and just like had no life or no real interest in even engaging. What are those? Are those M.2s?
No, those are 32 gigs of RAM. The M.2 is it's around here somewhere. But I got one of those. This PC is gonna get some serious upgrade one afternoon.
Yeah, whenever you get the time to grab that.
Yeah.
And
Here you go.
If anybody here does not know, we do have a new video on the YouTube channel. It's the Venom video. Go watch it, please. Share it with your friends. Give a little like and leave a comment, please. Hope you enjoyed that.
do not grumpy for me about it, because that'd be great.
Yeah, do something, but yeah, go watch that and help it get that video around. Let's see, what time is it? I think we're over. So
it's over, yeah. If I'm off work and I'm here, you're over, buddy.
So anyways, thank you for all the coming to this evening. I do really appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. If you want to help us get this podcast around, you can do that easily by hitting that follow button or that subscribe button here on YouTube. Be sure to leave a like button and leave a comment down below answering one of the multiple questions I'm sure I've asked during this podcast. And of course, we'll be going live in a little while, playing some more Final Fantasy Online because I'm enjoying the heck out of the game. Probably with some pestilence. Yes, I am enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie. And as always, you have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Much love, you.